So, good evening. Good evening. I can't ever get the lighting right. Thank you for all the advice in the comments section about the lighting. I'll sort that this week. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm a little bit more chilled now, by the way. I've eaten and I still feel rough. My throat's killing me. Still got an ulcer on my tongue. But apologies for the lateness. I was uploading the daily transfer update for tomorrow morning and it took about, hour and 40 minutes to upload. It just took forever. So yeah, I'm going to keep this quite short and sweet. But David Ornstein, the Arsenal mouthpiece, has spoken. Obviously, I did my stream earlier. I lost my rag, went on an explicit rant. Apologies to all the children that were watching with their parents. And yeah, we spoke about Arteta. We spoke about Nuno Espirito Santo. We spoke about Unai Emery, Raul, etc., etc. And yeah, it's a bit mad. I can't even lie. It's a bit deflating, the fact that this guy's still in charge. And the reason he's still in charge is because apparently Don Raul, if you want to still call him Don Raul for now, yeah, he wants to keep him. I don't know whether it's the España connection, but he wants to keep him in a job. He wants to keep him on. And listen, somebody told me the other day, I never knew this, yeah? Somebody told me the other day, Barcelona have not sacked a manager. Whoever that was, big up yourself, by the way. Barcelona have not sacked a manager midway through a season for 17 years. So Don Raul was in charge for probably all of that. So yeah, the chances of him wanting to sack Unai Emery are very, very slim. Slimmer than me right now, and I'm 10 stone dripping wet. So yeah, it don't look like he's about to be sacked. Obviously, the board is split over it. So Chips Keswick's on the verge of quitting. That's not a bad thing. The guy's a fraud as well. More interested in horse racing than he is football. But at the same time, Fly Emirates, you say Barcelona were never in the state that we are. That's true. But at the same time, when Pep took over from Rijkaard, I think they finished third the season before. Then look what he done. So yeah, third for Barcelona is essentially where we are now in the league as Arsenal. So it's a massive thing for Barcelona. But at the same time, like I said, the Arsenal mouthpiece, David Ornstein, who's lost pretty much most of his connections at the club, is now writing for a US-based rag that I think you have to sign up for a membership fee for to read. I'm not too sure, but yeah, all of a sudden he's getting a little bit vocal again, and he's getting himself out there. All the other journalists are quoting him, and blah 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 blah. Nobody had ever heard of this this media outlet until he signed up for him. So listen, fair play to him. He's obviously a big draw within the Arsenal fans, but for me, I'm not too sure about him. Some of the stuff he says is all right. Some of the stuff he says is just absolute bollocks. He's got so much stuff wrong. He actually blocked me on Twitter for calling him the Arsenal puppet, which was kind of funny. Maybe I should get blocked on Insta as well. He ain't blocked me on Insta, but yeah, he says that Emery's going to be in charge for the game on Thursday against Eintracht Frankfurt. Don't forget, I'll be doing a watch along for that as well. Guna Eagle Eye will be joining me. Link in the description. And he reckons no credible source at the club is claiming that Emery's about to get sacked. Now, I find that kind of mad, because the stories come out all day, since last night, in fact, saying that they're going to have meetings, they're going to make a decision, the board are going to sit down, they're going to talk, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. There was reports coming out today that they'd had a meeting, and Raul Sanhaley was the one that was saying, no, he's staying, blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't know how much power Raul has got at the club, but he did try and put a block, and he has put a block on David OLeary joining the board. So I don't know whether that's because he could think that potentially a couple of board members could gang up on him or whatever. But like I said, I don't know what power he has at the club, but it seems like he's got quite a lot. And it seems like that they listen to pretty much every single thing he's saying. You know, the fact that OLeary was blocked from being an advisor to the board, the fact that Emery's still in a job because he wants him in a job. Now, for me, like I said, listen, I thought Raul was the man. I'm questioning that big time right now. And I just look at it and I just think that Sorry, I've still got a stinking cold, by the way. And yeah, I struggle through my daily transfer update tomorrow. I could hardly talk, so I hope you all appreciate that. But it looks like to me that he's got more draw at this club than Troops has on a match day. You know what I'm saying? It's like, big up Troops, by the way. Big up Ronak Raj, realistically, Espirito Santo, Howe, or Nigelsmann. The first one, all day long, I'll take him. The other two, not for me. Not for me. But thank you, mate. I appreciate that. But yeah, Ornstein's spoken. And listen, a lot of Arsenal fans live on every word Ornstein says, and they think that he's Pornstein, whatever they want to call him. Yeah, let's not forget that my man said on deadline day, no more signings at Arsenal, and then we signed Danny Welbeck 30 minutes later. He also said Nuri Sahin was an Arsenal player, and he weren't. He actually also said, and I'll never forget this, right, because I landed in Malaga on the 13th of July this year, and there was a report going around saying we'd put a bid in for Nicola Pepe. Yeah. My man fully came out and said, no, Arsenal are not interested in Pepe. They're not going to sign him. They don't want him, and blah, 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 blah. What happens? We signed Pepe. So, listen, I know things can change very quickly. If we're not looking to sack Emery, then I'm lost for words, which will be the first time in my life. I do still think we're going to sack him. And I've changed my mind from when I did the watch-along the other day. Because when I did my watch-along the other day with Chig, big up Chig, who's just come in the chat, we sat there and I was like, I think they're going to keep him. But you know what? Now, I do think he's getting sacked. Whether he gets sacked before the Frankfurt game, I'm not so sure. But what's the hold-up? Genuinely, what's the hold-up? He should have been sacked after Palace. He then definitely should have been sacked after Leicester. Since Leicester, we've had an international break and seen one of the most decorated managers in world football go to Tottenham. Whether you wanted him or not is irrelevant. The guy's a winner, and we've let him go to Tottenham. Don't quite get that. So now I think that perhaps Raul's sitting there thinking, right, if I sack him now, you know, the fans are already a little bit like on my case. Everyone's a little bit angry. If I sack him now, they're going to question why we didn't get Jose, blah, 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 blah. So he's kind of backed up against the wall at the minute. And listen, if this guy is what everyone thinks he is, a Don, yeah, make the Don decision and pot this manager. But I'll tell you something now, Don Raul, yeah, you better bring the right man in next time. Yeah, because he had a hand in that selection process for Unai Emery. And whilst it wasn't my first choice, I said, and everyone who's watched my videos for a long time, I said I would back him. People can say, oh, you were a flip-flop, you were a flip-flop. Yeah, guess what? Everyone who wanted Wenger out's a flip-flop then, yeah? Because at some point you all wanted him in. Yeah? It's not flip-flopping if you change your mind on a manager. What is flip-flopping is if you do it week in, week out. So one week you're in, next week you're out, depending on results. Once I get to the point where I'm at no return, I stick to what I'm saying. Yeah, I said I would back him until Christmas. Palace, nah, I'd seen enough. So I was like, no, I'm done. 18 months, it was like game over. Ta-ta, thanks for the memories. Thanks for humiliating us in the Europa League final. Fair play, got us there. First European final for a while. But we got mugged off. The players don't want to play for him. My daily transfer update tomorrow. There's a couple of players that I spoke about that are differing on contracts. Don't want to sign because of him. So check that out in the morning, 7 a.m. UK time. But I just look at it and I just think that there's no good reason to keep him on. You know, we're going to play Eintracht Frankfurt. This is the same Frankfurt that got Kovac sacked from Bayern Munich because they slapped them 5-1 the other week. We got lucky when we played against them away. Yeah, let's have that right. But at the same time, it wasn't the first 11 that played in that game. Yeah, and the second 11 is actually better than the first 11, which makes no sense whatsoever. He's been here 18 months. He still doesn't know his best 11. I've said this umpteen times, right? I could say right now, put your best 11 in the chat, and 99.9% of us will pick 9 out of 11 pretty much spot on. We might argue over Ozil. We might argue over Martinelli or Lacazette or someone like that. We might argue over Rob Holding. Yeah, but 9 out of the 11, we'll pretty much get spot on. So what is he missing? What is he missing? And when you actually sit back and analyse it, right? Yeah, maybe I was a little bit deluded to back him for as long as I was, right? But at the same time, I wanted it to work because I was so against the last manager that I thought, you know what? It's a release that he's gone. They made the big call. They told him, get out or you're getting potted. So he got out and yeah, it hurt him. Listen, I said to Robbie, I would never forget this. It was West Ham at home. I swerved the last 3 games of that season. Robbie was giving it, oh yeah, but one also, I was like, Robbie, hate fades over time. Yeah, that wound still ain't healed yet, by the way. Same as George Graham for a lot of people. A lot of people still don't like George Graham for going and managing that lot. Yeah, the difference is he went to Leeds, then he went to Tottenham. But people over time forgave him. Yeah, they didn't like it at the time. They hated him, regardless of whether he was a great manager, and he was a great manager for us. And it's the same with me and Wenger. Yeah. In 10 years' time or 5 years' time, whenever it may be, I might sit there and go, do you know what? He was actually sick. He was sick. But right now and right then, no. Because he is part of the problem even now. And I don't want to go on a Wenger rant because I don't think that's right. But if we're being real with each other, a lot of this issue is because of him and what he left behind, right? But then you've got to blame the board for allowing that, yeah? Nobody's going to quit their job, let's be real, especially when you're getting paid that much dough. So I don't blame Wenger for not quitting, yeah? I don't blame him for staying as long as he did. I blame the board for being weak. You then fast forward to now, they're still weak and it's different people, yeah? Different people making the decisions, yeah? Somebody said to me earlier, when I mentioned we got nearly 250 million sat in the bank account, yeah? He commented, I can't remember who it is, big up yourself, brother, yeah? Go and Google Arsenal cash reserves. There's only one article. Click on it. It's from Wenger's last season. Cash reserves for Arsenal Football Club is 231 million up until 2018. That's now over 250 million, right? It's a myth that we were struggling to because we were paying off the stadium. It's on a 25-year mortgage, like your house, yeah? It's not paid off until 2031. So where is all the money? What have we done with all that money? And you know, like I said, I don't want to go down the route of blaming Wenger because he ain't here, and I think that's wrong to do that. Yeah, as much as I don't like him and what he's created, in my opinion, I think that's wrong. But some of the issues we've still got at this club are because of the foundations that he laid that have grown and blossomed. Right? You know, some of the players, their weak mentality, some of the players that are not accountable, some of the players that are on ridiculous wages are down to him and Gazidis, by the way. I ain't letting him off. Right, and we then went for a manager that at the time wasn't my choice, probably wasn't anybody's choice. But when you look back at it now, he's right near the end of his reign as Arsenal manager. He was never the right choice. Yeah, never the right choice. My man bottled a title in the French league with the best team. Yeah, the only reason we picked him is because he said the right words and gave a USB stick on every player. Well, guess what? You've not improved any of them, mate. Yeah, like seriously, unbelievable. Good evening, Flozanelli. I hope you're good, bruv. Sorry, I missed your super chat last night as well, bruv. Yeah, I literally finished my stream. I clicked end on the stream and it popped up, and I see that you were saying that your cousin's worth 20-25 mil. Listen, your cousin's a sick footballer, bruv. I wish him all the best. Big up, Rabba. Many awful. No, let me start that again. Many awful Norwegian managers to choose from. Yeah, the glorified PE teacher at Man United is out of his depth, as well as Emery's out of his depth. And that's one of the reasons that I don't want an ex-player, because look at the way some of your fans, some of the not your fans, but Man United fans are turning on him, yeah? Right? Imagine if that's Ljungberg. Like I said, I watched Goldbridge's watch-along yesterday, yeah? And he said, what's the difference between how Man United are playing now to how they were playing under Jose Mourinho? There's no difference, yeah? The only difference is because it's not Jose Mourinho and it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, club legend, not many people really want to go in on him. But the fact of reality is if that was Jose Mourinho, they'd be calling for his head, yeah? So let's assume Freddie Ljungberg gets the job and the results don't change. What, are we just going to go, oh, it's all right, it's Freddie? No, we're better than that. We're the Arsenal. We're better than that. Right? Mikel Arteta, I can't even believe this, right? I'm fully going to out this guy as well. Not that I normally do that. which is, now, do you know what? I'm not going to write him. I'm going to read his comment. I'm not going to read his name because I think that would be out of order, right? But let me read this, yeah? I'm not going to read his name. He knows who he is. Arteta knows this club through and through. He should be our new manager. Do you mean he knows our club through and through? He knows nothing about our club. My man played for the club for what, 4 years? Yeah? Only known for scoring a penalty in the odd free kick. My man was like not even a great footballer. Yeah? That's just my opinion. If you're going to make an all-time list of Arsenal footballers and create a top 100, he's nowhere near it. But he knows the club through and through. Let me tell you something, right? This club is a shadow of the club it was 5 years ago, let alone 35 years ago, yeah? When I started supporting this club, right, or 30 years, whatever it was, yeah? This club is a shadow. So even if Freddie took over at this club right now, even Freddie don't know the club through and through because the club has changed so much over the last 5 years. It's a shadow of what it was. Yeah, it's not about winning. It's about money. It's about getting gate receipts. It's about everyone, you know, jobs for the boys. Look how many of Wenger's men, yeah, Steve Morrow and people like that. Look how many people have come out into the media in recent weeks, yeah, and said, "Oh yeah, there's a lot of people in the club that are upset that Steve Morrow got sacked." Who gives a fuck? Sorry, I swore. I didn't want to swear. I didn't want to swear. First and only time I'm doing it. Who cares he got sacked? I remember watching that guy score a goal against Sheffield Wednesday in the cup final, yeah? Cool. I'll never forget that for the rest of my life. That was 1993. Some of you guys weren't even born. I remember watching that game, yeah? And who cares he got sacked? Who cares? It's not jobs for the boys. It's not, oh, let's have a jolly up. Let's all get paid a few quid on Arsenal's expense. No. This is a results-driven business, and this is the future of this football club. And what is best for this football club is that, number one, Unai Emery gets sacked. Number two, they go and pick a proper manager, not a glorified PE teacher with a clipboard sitting next to Pep. Yeah, not a Eddie Howe who's in his comfort zone that would come into this job and be stargazed. Yeah, he's a good coach. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but this job's too big for him right now. Go and manage a next level club and then maybe come to us in 5 years. Yeah, Espirito Santo, I'd take him. And I said this earlier, right? I would take him because I think he's got the mentality. I think he's done enough at that club. And that is a tiny club compared to Arsenal. No disrespect to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Yeah, no disrespect whatsoever. What he has done for that club is nothing short of a miracle, right? But at the same time, I said this earlier on the earlier stream, I'd take him. I'd be happy if he was our manager. He ain't the manager to win us a title. No way is he. My flag is pinned to the mast for Simeone. The problem is I think big, I want big, I dream big. This club don't. This club is happy to not pay Unai Emery off, not go and pay Simeone out of his contract and pay Atletico the compensation, and then not pay the big dollar to get Simeone. Simeone comes into this football club, guaranteed within 3 seasons, we're winning a title. And guaranteed within 18 months, we're challenging anyway. Yeah, 100%. Because the guy is a winner. He's got the elite mentality. Anybody other than that, I don't see us elevating ourselves towards a title challenge. I may be wrong, and if I am, I'll fully eat my words. But at the same time, the way this club is moving is like Barnet. Yeah, it's not like Arsenal. It's not the Arsenal I started supporting. Yeah, this is moving like Barnet. That lot down the road are moving bigger than us. Whether you like Jose or not, they have just pulled a top-class manager that's got the pulling power second to none. Second to none. Apart from Messi and Ronaldo, he can get any player at that club he wants. Yeah, because of his name, his stature, and what he's achieved. What's Unai Emery going to bring? What's Arteta going to bring? Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Simeone, yeah, he might not have the pulling power of Jose, but he's still a massive draw, and the mentality will change just like that. Let me read some of these super chats out before they disappear. Thank you, Arsenal 10234 for yours. I would take Arteta as replacement for Xhaka. Well, listen, I can't disagree with that, bruv. Yeah, even Arteta now is better than Xhaka, bruv. So yeah, even you're better than Xhaka. So there we go. Vartan, thank you for yours as well, buddy, from Australia. I don't understand why this club is giving him until West Ham to change it. He can't get the team to play freely, let alone with the pressure on him. Sorry, what's the point? Just piss him off now. Well, this is the thing. He's got his fellow Spaniard on his side. Yeah, I've read a report earlier saying that he's the only guy in the club that is fully backing him. Yeah, well, sorry, get him out as well then, Don Raúl. How about flop Raúl? Yeah, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? And this makes me think, right? Was it Gazidis that appointed Emery, or was it they knew Gazidis was leaving and Don Raúl decided I'm going to go with him? We won't know that. We might know that in 10 years' time. We ain't finding that out in any recent times now, trust me. But at the same time, this club is being run like a circus. And at the same time, we've got a very good squad. Not the greatest squad, but we've got a squad that is better than doing what it's doing right now. And a top-level manager, no matter who you think and I think and whatever, we've all got different opinions, which is why football's amazing and which is why YouTube's amazing and social media is amazing. Yeah. And 99.999% of you never cross the line with me and vice versa. Yeah. Right. Which is why I will always sit and interact with you lot. Right. Because we might differ on opinions, but at the same time, we all want what's best for the club. Right. The small, tiny percent, we won't even talk about them. But we're a massive football club. We're a massive draw. We're in one of the greatest cities in the world. For me, it is the greatest. But we can pay top dollar, and we've got a very, very good squad that is underperforming, which is a disgrace on them players themselves. Yeah, they need to do more. Yeah, they're fully down tools. Disgrace. They got no credit in the bank to down tools like Chelsea did or any other team do. Yeah, disgrace. Yeah, Turkish had it right. Big up Turkish. Yeah, we're not Man City. We can't afford to have a £72 million player sat on the bench. We paid 72 mil. Play him. Play him. Yeah, he don't know his best 11. So them players are not doing enough. The manager's clueless. I don't necessarily blame the manager right now. I think it's gone past that. Like I think pretty much most people have accepted. It's now on the hierarchy. He ain't going to quit his job. Why would he? If he quits his job, no club will ever touch him because he's a quitter. So I get it. I get why he's not going to quit. And he's always going to try and look for the positive. I get that. But at the same time, this board needs to act and move like a big club. And we're moving like Barnet. Big up Flozzanelli. Thank you for your donation, buddy. We are not in a position to experiment with assistant coaches from other clubs. We need a serial winner who's won the big trophies and managed big European clubs, who's well respected and handles egos. Well, there you go. We've lost out on one. He's now the manager of the opposition. There you go. Yeah, and when he fully wins them a trophy, I would not put it past him to win the Champions League this season. And if he does, I'm going into hiding. Trust me. I texted my mate earlier, he's a Tottenham fan. I said, even though he's your manager, I can't hate him because I think he's unbelievable. Genuinely, I think he was the best manager for this job. His ego is massive. The club's not too big for him. Yeah, he'll bore the shit out of everyone, but he'll rile everyone up the wrong way and get that siege mentality. We ain't got none of that at this football club. And that's why we're going backwards week after week after week. But there we go. Anyway, let's get Ten Hag, says Paul. Listen, or Marco Rose. Listen, Marco Rose is a good manager. Ten Hag, I don't rate him, mate. I've said this many, many times and I get abused for saying it. I do not rate him one bit. He's lost 2 3-goal leads against Tottenham and Chelsea in the space of 6 months. Not for me. Not for me. Big up Nick P. Stop calling Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a PE teacher. It implies he can teach. He's more like a student on work experience. That's comment of the night, bro. Thank you. Thanks for your donation as well, buddy. Allegri is in talks with us now, says DVS Dallas. Well, listen, I'd be happy with Allegri. At the same time, I don't think he's going to take us towards a title challenge. I may be wrong. And listen, if I am wrong, anyone who's watched me for a long, long time will know I'll hold my hands up. Yeah. If I think somebody's good, I'll say they're good. If they've played good or managed good, I'll say they're good. If they've played the complete opposite, I'll say that. And I ain't scared to say what I'm going to say, or what I feel. But at the same time, I'm not filled with a single bit of confidence that this board, Don Raoul, is going to go out there and go and recruit the right man. Alex Mahone says, Rafa, easy, he's the best. Well, listen, he's got to be in contention, and if he ain't, I'll be shocked. One thing I'll say is he don't break a contract, so we can never tell. Missing out on Mourinho was the biggest mistake our club has made since Van Persie, says Miko Meister. I agree. I actually agree, mate. Yeah. Everyone says, oh, yeah, but he disrespected the club. Yeah, we're all disrespected Pochettino, called his mum a whore and everything for 5.5 years. Now half the fan base want Pochettino. Come on. We've been singing that song for 5.5 years against that manager, you know, and disrespected him and his family. Yeah. But, oh, no, Jose's disrespected us. We can't have Jose. Really? Yeah, really. Allegri did get Juve to a Champions League final, to be fair. And then Ronaldo happened, says Beer. It's evening to you, mate. Seb says Rafa Benitez would be great, but he's loyal. He is very loyal, mate. Tom says the board have no balls to sack Emery. I agree right now. Big up Tokyo Guna, Don Lee. Big up yourself, bruv. Rafa ain't going to reject the Chinese dollar. I agree. Yeah, I agree. Listen, he's never broken a contract. What makes any of us think he's going to? Yeah, it's all a pipe dream. It's the same as my pipe dream about Simeone. He ain't going to come to us. Yeah, we should be able to attract him, but I don't have faith in Raoul and Vinay and any of the other Muppets on the board that are just there for the payday. They ain't going to go and get the best manager available, which is why they've let Jose waltz off down to the Seven Sisters. Yeah, absolute disgrace how that's happened. And do you know what? Do you know what's funny as well? Yeah, is the fact that if we do sack him now, which is saying that I think that Raoul is trying to save face. Yeah, because if he sacks him now, it's like, why didn't you do that 2 weeks ago? And we could have had Jose. So he knows he's going to get flack for that, which is why he's probably going, no, I back him. I back him, mate. I back him. Yeah. How about do what's best for this football club? And what is best for this football club is sack him. And if you don't want to sack him, why don't we sack you and him? Yeah. Why don't somebody above him go, yeah, do you know what? We're sacking a pair of you, clueless. Ilias, my day has been fantastic, buddy. Thank you. Big up over 800 people watching this live. I'm going to wrap this up on 30 minutes, so 2.5 minutes to go. Drive the likes through the roof. I'd appreciate that. Do follow all the socials. They're in the description. Facebook, Instagram. I've put the Instagram link in there so you can follow that. And yeah, hopefully tomorrow's the day we sack him. Put me on the board. I'll get us back on track and we'll spend to compete. I'll chip in, says Flozanelli. Come on, bruv, always. Forget beautiful football. Arsenal need boring 1-0 football. Exactly, Miko. Lee, empty seats. Where's that comment gone? Empty seats will do us the trick. Well, it did. DS Electronics, it did with Wenger. It did with Wenger. You think the board would take Troops as manager with Don Robbie as assistant, says Paul Parker. It's not the Paul Parker that used to play for Man U, is it? Why not Eddie Howe, says DMJ. Thanks for your comment, mate. I appreciate that. Why not Eddie Howe? Because we need somebody to come in here and this job's not too big for him. He's won nothing. Yes, they played decent football. Yes, he's done fantastic with Bournemouth. Credit to him. But this job's too big for a guy that's won in Europe 3 times in a row. Yeah. Won with PSG, won trophies, titles, everything. Yeah. Why is Eddie Howe suddenly going to come in with nothing on his CV in terms of trophies and suddenly elevate us when we're in dire straits to suddenly trophies? We need a Rafa, Allegri, Simeone all day long. Simeone all day long. And if this club had anything about him, they'd fully go and buy his contract out. They'd give compensation to Atleti. Yeah. And they'd go, yeah, you're our manager. And watch how quick he turns that poor defence and poor midfield into a winning team that will fly up the table and challenge for a title next season on an absolute shoestring budget. What he done with them and what he's still doing with them is nothing short of an absolute miracle. Yeah. And they were that close to winning the Champions League. That close until Sergio Ramos scored and then Gareth Bale and then Ronaldo taking all the limelight from the penalty spot. But yeah, they were so close to winning that Champions League and they've won the league. To split out Barcelona and Madrid on a shoestring how he had was mad. Yeah, that is the main guy. Martin Holby says, yeah, looking peng. Thank you, mate. I don't feel peng. I've got a banging sore throat, man. Banging sore throat. Eddie Howe could do it, says Constantine. We've got to think big, mate. Listen, this is how far our club's gone that people are happy to take. I'm not having a dig at you, bruv. Yeah, we're happy to take Arteta, who's never managed a football team. We're happy to take Eddie Howe. Yeah, we've got to think big, act big, dream big, become big. Yeah, because at the moment we're flying down the table at a rate of knots that is unstoppable and it's disgusting. And Matt says Tony Pulis is available. Well, one thing's for sure, we wouldn't be conceding goals every game. Have a speedy recovery. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Unai is clueless. Evening to you, Ababon. Probably take the diamond formation because it's stronger. I don't get what you mean there, bruv, but I read it anyway. Everyone needs a chance and he looks good. Listen, there's a lot of managers out there that look good, Constantine, but nah, we need to go for proven elite manager. There's only one available now because the other three, guess what? Yeah, the FA Cup, which is saying that Arsenal fans would laugh at if Jose won at Tottenham because, oh, you've spent all that money and he's only won the FA Cup. The same FA Cup that kept the previous guy in a job for 8 years too long, by the way. Yeah. And we lauded up. Oh, we're the FA Cup. We've won it more than anyone. Yeah. But if Tottenham win it under Jose, it's, oh, well, you've spent a fortune. So, and you've got Jose. So no, it means nothing. Total double standards. Yeah. Say it as it is. Right. So for me, we kept the previous manager in a job for way too long, which meant we missed out on Pep. We missed out on Klopp because he won an FA Cup. Right. We've then kept this guy in a job because he's best buddies and paella munching with Raul. Yeah, big up the paella. I like paella. Yeah. But in the last 5 years, we've missed out on 3 of the best 4 managers in world football. That's disgraceful. So there's only one manager left and we've got to go and get him. And that's Simeone. Yeah, the rest of them are next tier down. Them 4 are light years ahead of everyone else. Everyone else is next tier down. Allegri, we can say Allegri. Listen, I'll take Allegri. I'll take Espirito Santo. I'll take Rafa Benitez. But they're next tier down. They ain't going to win us a title. They're not even going to get us to a title challenge. Simeone fully would. Jose fully would. Pep and Klopp fully would. But it was all about respect. You can't be disrespectful. No, say it as it is. And guess what? Yeah, maybe if everyone had had a mindset back 5 years ago about being disrespectful and calling it for the better of the football club rather than the better of one human being or 2 human beings, yeah, then I'm not drunk, by the way. I'm actually not drunk. That's my first beer and I'm not even halfway through. Then we'd be 5 years further on and we'd probably have Pep Guardiola dominating the world with Arsenal Football Club or Klopp dominating with Arsenal Football Club. And if the club had any balls about him, they would have got Jose last week. Instead, we let him walk off to the noisy neighbours. Yeah, but it's sad, man. It's proper sad. It's proper upsetting. And I just hope that. Do you think Simeone would come? I actually do think he'd come. If you pay enough money, mate, you get what you want. It's as simple as that. Yeah, money talks and bullshit walks. Listen, I'm going to wrap it up there. I've gone 4 minutes over nearly. Thank you very much to everybody that's watched live. Thank you, Elliot. I'll read that out because you paid a tenner for it. Thank you. I appreciate that, mate. You didn't have to. A bit unfair to judge Ten Hag on 2 games as it destroys the accomplishments he did before. Simeone has bottled the Champions League final. Oh, that's harsh, bro. I wouldn't say he bottled it. Stoppage time equaliser from Ramos. But I get your point. Nuno has bottled a 2-0 lead in the semi-final. But we can agree on no Arteta. Listen, bruv, always, you love my channel. Every single one of you loves me. I've got some Spanish phone number harassing me right now. Hey, I'm not even lying. Look at look at the name on that. Jose. Look. Jose Mourinho has been calling me saying, listen, I'm watching your stream, bruv, and I appreciate the chat. Yeah, but I'm not wasted, Charlie. I've had half a can of beer. And I'm not a lightweight. But listen, thank you very much to everyone who's watched live. Fully follow the socials. I'll be back tomorrow. Daily transfer update in the morning. It's already uploaded. It's already in there. It's already done. And yeah, I'm out. Laters, peeps.